Mocking components. The last test introduced the concept of mocking. We used a mock function to test the star component. Jest is full of tools to help us create and inject all sorts of different mocks that can help us write better tests. Mocking is an important testing technique that can help focus unit tests. Mocks are objects that are used in place of real objects for the purposes of testing. 4. Mocks are to the test world what stunt doubles are to Hollywood. Both mocks and stunt doubles are used in place of the real deal component or movie star. In a film, the stunt double looks like the real actor. In a test, a mocked object looks like the real object. The purpose of mocking is to allow you to focus your tests on the one component or object that you are trying to test, the SUT. Mocks are used in the place of objects, components, or functions that your SUT depends on. This allows you to certify that your SUT is working appropriately without any interference from its dependencies. Mocking allows you to isolate, build, and test functionality independently of other components. Testing hocks. One place where we will need to use mocks is when we are testing higher order components. Hocks are responsible for adding functionality to injected components via properties. We can create a mock component and send it to an hock to certify that the hock adds the appropriate properties to our mock. Let's take a look at a test for Expandable, the hock that we developed back in Chapter 7. In order to set up a test for the hock, we must first create a mock component and send it to the hock. The mock component will be the stunt double that is used in place of a real component. Import mount from Enzyme. Import Expandable from // src /components /hock /expandable. Describe expandable higher order component equals. Let props, wrapper, composed component, mock component equals collapsed, expand collapse equals expand collapse. Collapsed. Collapsed expanded. Describe rendering UI. Describe expand collapse functionality. The mock component is simply a stateless functional component that we developed on the fly. It returns a div with a non-click handler that will be used to test the expand collapse function. The state, expanded or collapsed, is displayed in the mock component as well. This component will not be used anywhere else but in this test. The SUT is the expandable hock. Before our test, we will invoke the hock using our mock and check the returned component to verify that the appropriate properties have been applied. The mount function will be used instead of the shallow function so that we can check the properties and state of the returned component. Describe rendering UI equals. Before all equals. Composed component equals expandable mock component. Wrapper equals mount. Foo equals foo mer equals mer / props equals wrapper dot find mock component dot props. It starts off collapsed equals. Expect props dot collapse dot to be true. It passes the expand collapse function to composed component equals. Expect hypoth props dot expand collapse dot to be function. It passes additional foo prop to composed component equals. Expect props dot foo dot to be foo. It passes additional mer prop to composed component equals. Expect props mer dot to be mer. Once we create a composed component using our hook, we can verify that the composed component has added the appropriate properties to our mock component by mounting it and checking the properties object directly. This test makes sure that the hook has added the collapsed property and the method for changing that property, expand collapse. It also verifies that any properties added to the composed component, foo and ne, make their way to the mock. Next, let's verify that we can change the collapsed property of our composed component. Describe expand collapse functionality equals let instance before all equals composed component equals expandable mock component wrapper equals mount collapsed equals false forward slash instance equals wrapper dot instance. It renders the mock component as the root element equals expect wrapper.first.isMod component. It starts off expanded equals expect distance.state.collapse.to It toggles the collapsed state equals instance.expand collapse. Expect distance.state.collapse.to Once we mount a component, we can gather information about the rendered instance with wrapper.instance. In this case, we want the component to start off as collapsed. We can check both the properties and state of the instance to assure ourselves that it has in fact started off collapsed. The wrapper also has some methods for traversing the DOM. In the first test case, we select the first child element using wrapper.first and verify that the element is an instance of our mock component. Hooks are a great place to get introduced to mocks because the process of injecting the mock is easy. Simply send it to the hook as an argument. The concept of mocking private components is the same, but the injection process is a little bit trickier. Jest mocks just allows us to inject mocks into any of our components, not just hooks. With Jest, you can mock any module that your SUT imports. Mocking allows us to focus testing on the SUT and not other modules that could potentially cause issues. For example, let's take a look at the colorList component, which imports the color component. Import prop types from React. Import color from ./color. Import /stylesheets/colorlist.scss. Const colorList equals colors equals onRate equals f equals f. OnRemove equals f equals colorList. Colors.length equals 0. No colors listed. Add a color. Colors.mapColor equals key equals color.id. Color. OnRate equals rating equals OnRate color.id rating. OnRemove equals OnRemove color.id / colorList.propTypes equals colors propTypes.array OnRate propTypes.func OnRemove propTypes.func. Export default colorList. We want to make sure the colorList component functions appropriately. We are not concerned with the color component, it should have its own unit test. We can write a test for colorList that replaces the color component with a mock. Import mount from Enzyme. Import colorList from // src /components / UI / colorList. jest.mock//components/UI/color rating onRate equals F equals mock color. Class name equals rate on click equals on rata rating / describe UI component equals describe rating a color equals let rate equals just FA before all equals mount colors equals test colors on rate equals rate / dot find button dot rate dot burst dot simulate click. It invokes on rate handler equals expect rate dot tobe called. It rates the correct color equals expect rate dot tobe call it with 8658C1D09E4A9095E18001E86036 In this test, we used jest.mock to inject a mock in place of the actual color compo. Lint. The first argument sent to jest.mock is the module that we wish to mock, and the second argument is a function that returns the mocked component. In this case, the color mock is a scaled-back version of the color component. This test is only concerned with rating the color, so the mock only handles the properties related to rating a color. When this test runs, Jest will replace the color component with our mock. We are sending the global test colors that we set up earlier in this chapter when we render the color list. When the color list renders each color, our mock will be rendered instead. When we simulate a click event on the first button, that event will happen on our first mock. The rendered DOM for this component would look something like equals color list. onRate equals function rating equals 4 equals mock color. ID equals rate on click equals function / onRate equals function rating equals 2 equals mock color. ID equals rate on click equals function / onRate equals function rating equals 0 equals mock color. ID equals rate on click equals function / the real color component would pass the selected rating to the color list, but our mock does not use the star rating component. It doesn't rate colors, instead, it tends to rate the color simply by passing the current rating back to the color list. We do not care about the color component in this test, we only care about the color list. The color list behaves as expected. Clicking on the first color passes the correct rating to the onRate property. Manual mocks Jest allows us to create modules to use for our mocks. Instead of adding the code for mocks directly to the test, place each mock in its own file in a mocks folder where Jest will look for them. Let's take a look at the /src/components/containers.js file that we created in chapter 9. This file contains 3 containers. For this next test, we will focus on the colors container. Import color list from ./UI/color list. Export const colors equals connect. State equals colors state.colors.sort function state.sort. Dispatch equals onRemove id. Dispatch remove color id. onRate id rating. Dispatch rate color id rating. Color list. The colors container is used to connect data from the store to the color list component. It sorts the colors found in state and sends them to the color list as a property. It also handles the onRate and onRemove function properties found in the color list. Finally, this container depends on the color list module. You create a manual mock by adding a .js file to a folder called mocks. The mocks folder contains the mocked modules that are used in place of the real modules during testing. For example, we will add a color list mock to our current project by creating a mocks folder in the /src/components/UI folder, at the same level as the color list component. We will then place our mock, colorlist.js, in that folder. Our mock will simply render an empty div element. Take a look at the code for the colorlist.js mock. Const colorlist mock equals colorlist mock. Colorlist mock.displayName equals colorlist mock. Export default colorlist mock now. Whenever we mock the /src/components/UI/colorlist component with jest.mock. Jest will obtain the appropriate mock from the mocks folder. We do not have to define the mock directly in our test. In addition to manually mocking the color list, we will also create a mock for the store. Stores have three important functions: dispatch, subscribe, and get state. Our mock store will also have these functions. The getState function provides an implementation for that mock function that returns a sample state using our global test colors. We will use this mock store to test the container. We will render a provider component with our mock store as the store property. Our container should obtain the colors from the store, sort them, and send them to our mock. Import mount, shallow from Enzyme. Import provider from React Redux. Import colors from //src/components/containers. jest.mock/src/components/UI/colorlist. Describe container equals let wrapper const store equals dispatch jest.fn, subscribe jest.fn, get state jest.fn equals sort sorted by date, colors test colors. Before all equals, wrapper equals mount, store equals store, /. It renders three colors, equals expect wrapper. Find color list mock. Props. Colors. Length. To be 3. It sorts the colors by date, equals expect wrapper. Find color list mock. Props. Colors 0. Title. To be tomato. In this test we invoke jest.mock to mock the color list component, but we only send it one argument, the path to the module to mock. Jest knows to look in the mocks folder to find the implementation for that mock. We are no longer using the real color list, we are using our bare bones mock component. Once rendered, our DOM should look something like this. Color list mock. Colors equals onRate equals function. onRemove equals function. Equals color list mock /. If our container works, it will have sent 3 colors to our mock. The container should have sorted those colors by date. We can verify this by checking that tomato is the first color. Because of the 3 colors in test colors, it has the most recent timestamp. Let's add a few more tests to make sure that onRate and onRemove are working appropriately. After each equals, jest.reset all mocks. It dispatches a remove color action, equals wrapper.find color list mock. Props. On remove F9005B4975E433DA64679DF172E1DBB. Expect store.dispatch.mock.calls 00 to equal ID F9005B4975E433DA64679DF172E1DBB. Type remove color. It dispatches a rate color action, equals wrapper.find color list mock. Props. On rate 58D9C6864D7B99H465B145031979. Expect store.dispatch.mock.calls 00 to equal ID 58D9C6864D7B99H465B145031979. Type rate color, rating 5. To test onRate and onRemove, we do not have to actually simulate clicks. All we need to do is invoke those function properties with some information and verify that the store's dispatch method was called with the correct data. Invoking the onRemove property should cause the store to dispatch a remove color action. Invoking the onRate property should cause the store to dispatch a rate color action. Addition. Ally, we need to make sure the dispatch mock has been reset after each test is complete. The ability to easily inject mocks into the modules that we want to test is one of Jest's most powerful features. Mocking is a very effective technique for focusing your tests on the SUT. Snapshot testing. Test-driven development is a great way to